Hello, this is Robert from IPM Computers, and today I'm going to show you how to take apart a Dell Inspiron 1545 notebook. First thing to do is to remove drive bays, remove RAM, wireless cards, stuff like that. We'll start out by removing the hard drive. Try this piece right here. If you're ever taking apart a computer, you want to make sure that you have anti-static bags or an anti-static mat, and even an anti-static wrist strap too. Alright, here's a hard drive. It's removed. Let's set that on our bag. Next thing, we're going to remove this cover here. This exposes your RAM, your wireless card. And that's as easy as removing the 1, 2, 3, 4 screws right here. A little slit right here, stick your finger in, pop it up, and it comes out. You don't have to worry about the screws falling out that piece. Alright, inside, you got your memory here. This is your processor, your wireless card. So we're going to start by removing the RAM and the wireless card. RAM's fairly easy to do. There's 2 notches right here. Pull them out to the side. The RAM should pop up. Pull it straight out, just like that. Make sure not to touch the gold ends on it. Set it on your bag. Same thing with the second one. Alright, now we're going to start out with removing the wireless card. This little piece right here. First, you want to remove the antenna leads. These are as simple as these 2 little wires right here. And very gently pull them off, lay them to the side, and there are 2 screws that hold these into the socket right here. You want to remove both of these screws. So, there we go. Gonna move these wires out the way as needed. There, just like that. And here is your wireless card. Now next, I'm going to remove the optical drive. Most laptops, there's a screw right up here. It's usually by the memory door, and it's got a little lock on it, or it could have a picture of a CD on it. That is what you use to remove the optical drive out of it, the DVD drive. Remove that screw. Like that. And at that point, you can get your fingernail right here, underneath the faceplate, and it'll slide right out. Just that easy. Now that you've got all that done, now we're going to remove the underside from the computer to expose the motherboard. You bear with me for a minute or so. We'll get to go inside. You've got numerous amounts of screws on the bottom of it. Every single one of them have to be removed, and even the little hidden ones. So if you go to take this off and it's not coming off sort of easily, then you have forgotten a screw. Alright, with your screws removed, this should pop up fairly easy. There are little plastic clips in there that will hold this down, to keep both the parts of the body down. I wouldn't recommend taking a screwdriver and sticking it in there because you risk the potential of something breaking, but there are plastic, what were they called? Splinters or something? Little plastic things that you could use to remove. Or if you're very careful, you can do it with a screwdriver. Just don't stick it in there. Let's flip it over. On a lot of these Dells, you have this, what I was telling you about hidden screws. A lot of these Dells, this front panel, front bezel here comes out. And that's usually your release point for these pieces. F4. You see here numerous amounts of screws. They're probably keeping the top plate onto it. So let's remove those. Keyboard removes as simply as these two screws right here, can be unscrewed, placed there, and your keyboard should pop out that easy. Now the ribbon cable, which is right there, all you gotta do is the black part of it here is lift it up and pull it out very easily, very gently, because if you break that ribbon cable, it's done. So as we notice now, taking the keyboard off, there are screws. It's the reason why it won't come off. So let's get to removing them. There's one right here. What was holding the rest of it down? Back to hidden screws. Right there. Alright. Pull them through the hole in the motherboard. Set them aside. And now, remove the motherboard. You're going to have to remove this right here, the PCI card slot. And there are a couple of screws right here on the motherboard that need to be removed. That almost removed. Now what we need to do is get the heatsink off the processor in the north bridge. Removing the processor, you can notice here they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be ideal to remove in that order. This whole unit should just come straight out. Just like that. Set it aside. Good opportunity too, as you can see with this one. It's full of dust and decay and all that stuff. So here's your processor, your Northbridge chip, and now you should be able to fully remove the motherboard. Don't forget about your fan. And there we go. There it is. Memory card reader, your RAM, your expansions for your hard drive and for your CD drive, your power, and your processor. Be very careful when handling processors, as if one of these tiny little gold pins breaks, that's it, you're done. Well, but that's about it for this. Putting it back together is literally a repeat of how it goes. Make sure that your thermal paste, you at least put a little bit of thermal paste on your processor once you remove it. Well, besides that, thank you for watching.